Aleph points towards the source. Aleph itself is a silent letter. We put vowels underneath it or above it, but in and of itself, it does not have a sound. And yet, it is the one. It is the first letter in the Hebrew alphabet. Before the infinite manifests something, it manifests nothing, like an emptiness or a primordial silence that is as close as we get to the source itself, but is ultimately also a translator for that ineffable essence. Bet protects and allows space for manifestation. Bet literally means house. It is like the atmospheric layer that protects us from the potentially overwhelming or even harmful luminosity and essence of the Aleph. Bet has a strong line above and below, but this line, which faces towards the Aleph, is gentler, softer. It's like a semi-permeable membrane letting in only what is useful into the home that can house new life and reality itself. Gimel is emergence. It is what is allowed to become, to enliven, and to grow when there is that protective balance. Because of Bet, the house, the letter that precedes Gimel, and the light from Aleph that is enabled to enter into that safe space, Gimel is like a new life that emerges and is weaned away from the source of existence itself. Daled is a doorway. All reality, in a sense, has Daled energy in it. Daled also is connected to the word which means humility or poverty, dalut. In a sense, Daled reminds us that our whole reality, even in, maybe especially in those parts that are most constricted and most narrow, are also a gateway to wisdom, to learning, to growth. And as incarnated beings, we have a choice to see our world's constrictions as limitations or as opportunities. Hey, in the teachings of Rav Kook, is a most mysterious letter. In certain systems, Hey is often explicitly associated with breath or with soul. In Rav Kook's system, he notes this is the first letter with a separate element. And he says this separate element is like an activating agent that acts within this other structure and allows new essence to emerge. I think about Hey in this sense as, can we adopt a silent posture of listening that just because of the way we are holding ourselves allows others to be more willing to share? So Hey energy is like an activating force, a catalyst that is by definition separate from the doorway, from the Dalit type structure that it is sitting near. Vav is a unifier. Vav literally means hook, and it sort of looks like a hook, does it not? Vav is the word, is in a sense, a prefix in Hebrew, a word kind of on its own that when added to another word means and or. So Vav can unite many things together. And in this system that Rav Kook puts forth, Vav is like a sense of unification within each being in and of itself, and also a unifier amongst different created forms. Vav also in biblical Hebrew grammar, when it is added to a verb, changes its tense from past to future or from future to past. So Vav is like a unifier that also has the capacity to transcend time. Zayin literally means weaponry. And in the sense of the sacred Hebrew letters, it's associated with a kind of boundaries that arises from a deep sense of self-knowledge. This isn't weaponry in the form of aggression or attack, but rather a sense of, where do I end and where does the other form or the other person begin? If we get to know ourselves very deeply, we can connect to this energy as a sense of, this is who I am, that's who you are, This is a boundary you may not cross. Chet has a hopefulness of what can emerge when two forces collide. In a traditional Torah script, the Chet is like two zayins on either side, and above it is a kind of triangle or point that rises beyond. So one force Rav Kook describes as the force towards building, and it goes into battle with another force, which is a force towards destruction itself. But when these two forces collide, there's a part of them that rises above and can witness that and understand that this is part of a creative force, a movement towards the betterment of reality itself, not simply battle for its own sake where there are no winners. Tet, the final of the first 9 digits of this system, is a storehouse for goodness. After all of these energies are manifested and come into being, before they are ready for their next order of manifestation, when we get to Yud and the double digits, they are first stored. It's a kind of hidden goodness. In a sense, some of the greatest things in life go subterranean before they're fully ready to emerge. Bamboo literally spends years underground getting ready to grow. And when it finally does grow, it bursts forth from the earth. Tet energy is like that. It reminds us that some of the most brilliant, beautiful treasures are stored in waiting for the right time, and that the best truly is yet to come.